Adam and Eve, together with God and his Son, celebrated the seventh day of the very first week on planet Earth. It was a glorious honeymoon for the first human couple. Their bridal suite was the Garden of Eden. No resort on earth has since rivaled its beauty. Genesis 1 tells us that the Father and his Son reviewed their week's work and agreed it was very good. It was so good they decided to make that day a weekly holiday, a day of rest and refreshing, a memorial of their creative power and a sign of God's providential care. Ezekiel 20 tells us that the Sabbath does something to us and for us, that it is this sign that God can restore us, refresh us, and make us whole. And Isaiah 66 describes how the Sabbath was for all creatures, for all time, a perpetual covenant between God and mankind. The Sabbath day is not just this day of rest and relaxation, but it's a principle that extends far into salvation history. The idea of the seventh being this time of rest, it's very clear through biblical history. There's a few examples in Leviticus 23 and 25. The seventh week of each year is a memorial of God's presence and power, his law and his grace, this time called Pentecost. Then you got the seventh month of each year. It's this model of the final cleansing of the universe from sin and rebellion. Then you got the seventh year. It was the Sabbath for the land to rest, to be restored with this promised double blessing in the sixth year. And then you have the seventh land Sabbath. It was followed by this year of Jubilee when all property was returned to its original owners. This was prophetic in showing that after 7,000 years, the earth will be restored to its original Garden of Eden beauty. We're told in Isaiah 66 that throughout eternity future, from one Sabbath to another, all flesh shall come before the King of the universe to worship him who made the heavens and the earth and the fountains of water, the seas and all that is in it. So let's ask this question, which we're going to learn more about later. Why is it that a holiday that Genesis describes so clearly to celebrate our creation, that was celebrated for thousands of years, it was to be this perpetual reminder of who we are, why we are, where we're going, why has it been forgotten by most of Christianity?